Hi everybody, welcome back to the table. So today we're going to do a video on resins. It's just going to be a very quick, brief, this is what I use the resin for. It's not going to be a how to use the resin. I will do that in a later video if y'all would like. All of these resins are 1-to-1 ratio. And when I say 1-to-1 ratio, I mean there is a part A and a part B. So this is actually this set right here. So there's a part A resin and a part B resin. One of them is the resin itself, and one of them is the activator or the hardener. So this is the Etys resin. So again, a resin and a hardener, 1-to-1 ratio. And then this one is the Alumilite resin. Again, it is a resin and a hardener. So each one of these is 1-to-1. 1-to-1 means the same amount as each other. A lot of these resins are going to come with measuring cups, but I like to use these cups. I could have sworn I had one right here. Okay, I found it. It was hiding. So all of these resins are going to come with, they're little bitty cups about this big. I throw them away. These are actually the cups I use. I get them at Walmart, and the reason I like them is because they have the ribbing on them. So these are my measuring lines. I don't know if y'all can see that. So these are my measuring lines. So depending on which one I'm using, so if I'm making a tumbler, then I'm going to fill to the second line and the second line, and I just put them next to each other, and I just eyeball it. And I normally get really, really good results. I haven't had any problems with stickiness. If you get something that's drying and it's really sticky and tacky to the touch, you didn't put enough hardener in there, so your measurements were off, and so it didn't fully cure. The way to fix that is just mix another and put another coat on top of it. The top coat will cure and will seal in that bottom coat. So if it doesn't mix correctly and it does get stickiness, don't worry, don't fret, just do another coat. The way that I check if something is dry is I always just touch the sides of it and see if it's sticky. All of these have about a 48-hour curing time. They're cured to move. I'm not saying they're fully cured in 48 hours, but they are cured. They are normally fully cured within 72. All three of these are movable in 24 hours. So anytime I resin something, it stays where I resined it for 24 hours. Then it is cured and solid enough that I can move it to the drying rack to allow it to finish. This Etys is the one that I use for all of my paintings. It is what I seal all of my paintings with that I do vinyls on. So as you can see, this is just a regular canvas on the back. And of course it was painted. If you've seen any of my videos, you know this process. If you haven't seen any of my videos with doing this, go check them out at the end of this video. So this is one of the reasons I like it, is because it seals the paintings really, really well. It also helps bring out the vibrancy of the paintings. So that's what I use this resin for. I also use that resin for my resin paintings. Now, I don't think I've ever done any resin videos for you. Maybe I should start. But this is actually one of my resin paintings that was done with the Etys. So this is really a hard surface, and because it was actually painted this way, I put dyes in the resin with a little bit of, what is it called? With a little bit of pigment powder. The pearl pigment powder, and it gives us this shininess. So that's what another thing you can use resin for, is for these resin paintings. Now this resin does have this one right here, does have a very short working time. After about 5 minutes of mixing it up, it does start to heat up, and that's when it's starting to cure. So this one, do not mix up until you're ready, because you don't have a whole lot of time to work with it. So that's this one. We'll skip over. This one is the one that I use for all of my tumblers. Any drinkware, plateware, anything like that I want to seal, I'll use this resin. So this is one of the Spider-Man tumblers that I have. It was a hydro dip tumbler that I coated in resin. I haven't cleaned the insides yet, but once it's all done, I put it on the spinner and I put the resin on there, spread it out, and then I just let it spin for 24 hours. And as it spins, it will cure evenly because all of these resins are self-leveling. The reason I use that one is because it says right here it is FDA compliant. It is one of the only resins that you can find that is FDA compliant where it is safe to drink and eat off of. Okay, you can use it as a cutting board. There's all kinds of different things you can use this resin for. It is also a 1-to-1 ratio, just like the other one. And when I say 1-to-1, I mean by volume, not by weight. The hardener is heavier than the resin itself. So if you try and do by weight, then you're not going to get a correct mixture. So make sure you're doing it by volume and not by weight. Okay, so that's what I use this one for. Is so this one I can get at Hobby Lobby and at Michael's. This one you can only, well, for me, only get at Hobby Lobby. They run, all of these actually run about the same price. I want to say this one's 24, this one is 29, I want to say this one is 29. Go to Michael's or Hobby Lobby, get it for half price. Well, reuse your 40% off coupon. So Hobby Lobby, Michael's, paintings and resin art, eating and drinking out of, make sure it says FDA compliant. That is very important if you're going to use resin on anything that you eat or drink out of. And then this one, I actually haven't finished any videos using this resin yet. Well, depending on when you see this video, I might have lots out there by now. But this is the one that I use for tables and cutting boards. Or not, sorry, not cutting boards. I use this one for cutting boards. Drink coasters, that kind of stuff. One of the reasons I do is because it's waterproof and heat resistant. This one is waterproof and heat resistant as well, but I like this one better. This is the one I get at Home Depot, and I think it gives it better protection than this one. This one is designed for bar tops, tabletops, and that kind of stuff. Okay, and what we would do is, so this is actually a set of resin coasters, or of coasters that I just got done doing. It's a 4 set of a beach theme. And what I'll do is I will use this resin over the top of it. Once it dries, I will actually sand down the back to make it smooth. And then I have these corks that I will put on the back. So if you haven't seen me do any of these, go ahead and check in the description. I'll put the link in there whenever this video is done so you can check it out. But those are the 3 types of resins that I use. There is a brand out there called Art Resin that is mainly designed for doing resin art, of course, which is hence its name. I have never used it, so I can't say on it. It's gotten really, really good reviews. So that's another one that you can always go and check out. But I personally have never used it. These are the only 3 that I have experience with. So these are the only 3 I'm going to talk to you about. So just quick recap. All of these are 1-to-1 ratio. Hobby Lobby and Michael's, Hobby Lobby, Home Depot. That's where I get these. Okay. And paintings and resin art, tumblers and cups, anything that you would eat or drink off of, and anything that is going to be like coasters or the stuff that you're going to set things on top of is the one I would use this for. This one has the longest working time. It cures the slowest, and this one is about the middle of these 2. This one's about a 20-minute, this one's about 25 to 30, and this one's about 30 to 45 minutes. So if you have any questions, let me know. I will do my best to answer them for you. And let me know what you think. Let me know if there's other resins out there that you have used that you really, really like. I'm a big believer in resin. I think it does a great job of protecting stuff that we have worked so hard to make. So I would encourage the use of resin. Make sure you are in a well-ventilated area. Make sure you wear gloves, and follow the instructions. Each one has instructions on the inside. Make sure you read through them and follow them. That way that you keep yourself safe, you keep your family and your pets safe, and you protect whatever it is you've worked so hard on. So let me know if you have any questions. I will do my best. Don't forget to subscribe and share this channel. I appreciate it. We've grown so fast over the past 9 months, and I'd like to continue to grow. Hit the little notification button so that you can be notified when I do have new stuff coming in. Go check out my website, guidedbyfaithdesigns.net, and also go like me on Facebook at Woodworking in Faith and Woodworking in Faith and Guided by Faith Designs. Stay tuned for the next video. Go watch all of them, get some ideas, get some inspiration, and as always, God bless.